Hello and welcome back. It's been a while. It's me, Ghost. This is my channel that I usually post art stuff on, but I also play games from time to time. And I've been playing a whole lot of 2 Point Hospital and 2 Point Campus. And I was gonna play some 2 Point Campus today, but my computer wasn't having it in terms of playing 2 Point Campus and having OBS open at the same time. So I'm going to be playing 2 Point Hospital instead. And I am actually going to be restarting a new game. I've pretty much played through the whole of the base game. And there is a whole bunch of DLC, but I only have the Bigfoot DLC installed, as well as the exhibition item pack, which gives your hospital the icy charm of an art gallery with items like the armless statue, rocket pig, and floppy clock. So I got that because I thought that would be fun in terms of decorating. And then I installed Bigfoot, and I'm not going to get the others until I finish each DLC as I go. But yeah, let's get going into a brand new save slot. Let's delete that one. Okay, so I think the first thing we're gonna do here is rename our foundation. And I'm not gonna change it from what I had before. Yeah, let's do that. St. Simon Industries for our hospital foundation. And what we have here for our first little tutorial hospital is Hogsport. Begin your career as a hospital administrator. Learn all the basics of the job by establishing your first hospital. Alright, so we also have a bunch of career goals that we can accomplish throughout our hospitals. Cure 100 patients is where we can start off with. We can also promote a whole bunch of staff. Promoting specific staff. Earning money. Getting 3 stars. Repairing machines and watering plants. So a whole bunch of stuff that we can do here. But I think I'm going to just jump. What does this say? Yeah, it just says the same thing. So let's jump right in. 2 Point Hospital. Welcome to 2 Point County. Are you ready to start building your first hospital and curing some patients? Look around the hospital. First things first, you'll probably want to have a look around. To move around the hospital, hold the right mouse button and drag. Move the cursor at the edges of the screen. Use the WASD keys. You can also zoom with the mouse wheel, rotate and pitch with the middle mouse button. Okay. Move the camera. We'll do that. Reception. The first thing in the hospital we will need is a reception. Patients will head here when they arrive at the hospital. Let's build a reception desk near the entrance. Click on the items button. And we'll get our reception desk. I'm gonna have it right in front of the doors. $1,000. Great, we'll need an assistant to run reception. Let's hire one now. Click the hire button and select assistants to view job applicants. So we're gonna want assistants here. So there's gonna be a couple of things that you're gonna look for in terms of who you wanna hire. Aside from just the names, because we got some great names here. But we've got skills here like customer service and stamina training, which they will work for longer before requiring a break, or motivation, where they will move 10% faster. But in blue here is also some reference points. We have a litterer. They drop garbage around your hospital, and I hate it. So we're not going to be getting that guy. Actually, we're going to delete that guy off of here. So we got inspiring, grumpy, the boy next door, and from what I understand is that the boy next door and girl next door and heartthrob and all that can cause negative and positive like mood changes in your staff. And okay, Harrison, just howling in the background. But yeah, so that can cause changes in your mood for your staff. So I kind of try to avoid it. Oh, we're not paused here. High energy, funny, believes they mean well. Has potential, motivated. Ooh, and he's got 2 customer service. We'll hire that guy. So first thing I'm going to do is pause and go into this screen right here that shows off his training level, when he can be promoted, his training slots, his pay raise that you can mess around with. I'm not going to do that. And down here are some buttons where you can pick him up, fire him, make him take a break, pull up his pay review, where you can review the salaries of your staff and see how satisfied they are with their pay. As staff are promoted and trained, they will expect a higher salary. Their pay satisfaction will affect their overall happiness. The face next to each person's salary indicates their pay satisfaction level. To give someone a pay raise, adjust the slider below their salary and then click to confirm the button. To quickly give pay rises to all the people who feel underpaid, just use the Satisfy Pay Request button. So everybody, our one staff is pretty neutral with his pay right now, so we don't need to worry about that. What I do want to look at here is jobs. Staff job assignment. See which staff members are qualified to carry out each type of job in the hospital, and control who is allowed to do each job. For example, if you only want the best staff working in the GP's office, you can disable that job for junior staff. By default, each staff member is allowed to do every job as long as they are qualified for it. And one cool thing you can do is right-click the numbers to deselect all, but we only have one thing available, and that's reception, so we don't need to worry about that. Do I want to change how he's dressed, though? There's a whole bunch of options that you can actually customize. Christmas, there's Halloween, there's a bunch of Sonic stuff. Gastronomist and a campus jacket. That's fun. Oh, there is a bunch of stuff, but we have to unlock it. Let's give him a campus jacket.
To the owner of the bluish car, your car is being taken for cubing.
For cubing.
Bluish car for cubing.
Okay. General Practitioner's Office. Great. Before we officially open, we'll need a GP's office. Patients will visit a doctor working as a general practitioner at each stage of diagnosis. The GP will assess patients and decide if they are ready for treatment or if they require further diagnosis. Let's build a GP's office right now. To build a room, click on the Rooms button and pick one from the list. With room selected, drag out a floor plan of the appropriate size. Then place the required items in the room. So we want to get a GP. Let's go to our rooms here. Do I have any templates? I do. Those are some of the templates I have saved already, but I'm not going to use them for... I'm going to make some new templates is what I'm going to do. So the minimum size a GP's office can be is 3x3, but I'm going to make him have, whoops, a 4x4. Let me get that door. Give me that door. There we go. So I must join it to a corridor. Okay, so doors on that side. How do I want to decorate the office? So it's kind of just automatically giving you what items they're going to need. The doctor is the one with a computer facing them. So I'm gonna do it like that. And we need a filing cabinet. So that's all that's required.
Please pretend there's a fire.
So that's all that's required, but there's a whole bunch more that we can decorate with. There's a bin, there's some plants. Let's get some plants in here. There's some Sonic stuff. We can unlock a whole bunch of stuff, but we don't have any of the currency with which we can do that with yet. So for now, I think we're just gonna leave it, but I do want another filing cabinet to get it up to prestige level 2. So up here you'll see where the cost of putting the room down is gonna be. And one thing with 2 Point Hospital is you're gonna want to pause when you're building if you don't have a ton of money, because it doesn't spend the money as you go. So you could be building a room, your bills come through, you run out of money, and then suddenly all the time you spent building the room is for nothing. So pause so you have the money to build the room and finish it. But prestige, you can get there's 5 levels, and you can get up to level 5 by decorating and placing down awards and art and all of this stuff here. And as you can see, there's some stuff that you can unlock for free because that comes with the exhibition stuff pack that I have. Ooh, let's get the lion's head. Do I want to put that in there? Yeah, let's do that. That looks pretty cool. There's a whole bunch of posters, some dog art, dog canvas. Love that. These awards are really great because it'll boost the prestige of a room quite a bit, and you can just place a whole bunch of them. But for now, I think I'm done looking through here. Oh yeah, and I have one custom item that I've downloaded from the Steam Workshop, which is just a triptych painting. Anyway, let's build the room. I'm done talking. Anybody gonna come now? Oh wait, we need a doctor. Yeah. Now we'll need a doctor to run the GP's office. Hire one now. A short temper. I don't want that dude. Green fingers. The boy next door. Weak bladder. That's not great. And he only has diagnostics and treatment, which isn't what we're looking for in a GP necessarily. Another one with short temper. We'll hire this one then. I'm gonna throw him in there. Good news, our hospital is now open for business. Patients are starting to arrive. After they register at reception, they'll be sent to the GP for diagnosis. First thing I'm gonna do is go into jobs. Yeah, so I'm getting ahead of myself by looking at the jobs here, but whatever. More zooming and rotating for the view. Okay. Pitch the camera, zoom the camera with the middle mouse button, rotate the camera with the middle mouse button as well. I got it. Oh, we got our first people coming through. Dolly Muesli. Dolly Muesli, what have you got going on with you today? Do you like my lion head statue in the background? We've diagnosed our first patient. The GP has sent you a message. Have a look at the message in the bottom right. Looks like we'll need to build a pharmacy to treat this patient. Pharmacy required. Our doctors have discovered a new illness, gout. Gout is frequently transmitted in bathrooms, and modern medication is effective, unlike earlier times, when it had to be dug out painfully with a screwdriver. The patient is seeking treatment. We will need a pharmacy in order to treat them. It'll cost $7,600 to build. What would you like to do? Let's get the patient to wait, because we're going to build that pharmacy for them right now. And I'm just going to twirl around here. Let's build the pharmacy over here. Now, it's going to not be a huge room. I initially thought the pharmacy was going to be like a typical pharmacy where you would go in to buy the stuff, so I would build it big. But really, again, the minimum is a 3x3, but I'm gonna do a 3x4. Just because I'm trying to future-proof for when I want to add some items in here. Raise the prestige level a little bit. So this is the drug mixer. We only need one of those. We also need a filing cabinet. I don't give a crap about the windows, so I cover them up all the time. You can't really adjust them in 2 Point Hospital. We want a fire extinguisher because these machines will break down, and if they break down enough, they will burst into flames. And if they've been in flames for long enough, they will blow up and harm people. So we still can't unlock anything. Do I want a bin? No. Build a pharmacy and hire a nurse. So, oh, wonderful. So we already have nurses that have the pharmacy management skill. You don't have to have a nurse with that skill to run pharmacy, but as you can see here, it increases 20% treatment skill in pharmacy. So you definitely want to have somebody with that. Class clown or motivated? I don't need her to move around a whole bunch. I'll get this class clown because she'll entertain people with her sweet dance moves. And she's cheaper because she doesn't have as many skills. So let's go back into jobs, nurse, pharmacy. Okay, now we have everything we need to diagnose and cure a simple illness. Let's see if our new staff are up to the task. And it's just kind of a waiting game until we get our treatment done here. I'm going to keep it running at the regular speed for now, but once we actually get into playing, I mostly play sped up. I'm also on like the worst side here. You can't see the panel. I don't know where I should put my face, but I'm covering over the work panel, which I was explaining earlier. Patient cured. Well done. We've cured our first patient. We've earned some money, and our hospital's reputation has improved, which will attract more patients. When a doctor or nurse treats a patient, their ability will influence the chance of success. Some illnesses are tougher than others. Continue diagnosing and treating patients to keep money coming in so we can expand the hospital.
We just cured our very first patient.
We cured our very first patient. Just like announce that on the loudspeaker. Now I think, do we want some other items around here? Oh, janitors and maintenance. Now that we've got some expensive machinery, we should think about looking after it. Machines will deteriorate with use and will need repairing from time to time. If a machine falls into disrepair, it can be a fire hazard, and that can be bad for business. Make sure we've got some fire extinguishers nearby. Better safe than sorry, right? Yep, so like I was explaining. Let's go to the hiring menu. Maintenance skill or mechanics and ghost. That's a lot more money though. Oh, but this is a litterer and this one's nasty. These suck. Nora, do I really want to risk you being nasty, upsetting other people? Or do I want a janitor that litters everywhere? I don't want that. Let's wait 2 days for a new janitor. 1 day. We got this. Okay, grumpy, charming, dirty habits. Makes the hospital dirty. Okay, guess we're going with nasty. Actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm renaming, wait, what's the name? Nora Green. Nasty Nora Green. I want to keep track of my nasty ones because I want to get rid of them when I get the chance. I don't want to be promoting, I don't want to be training the nasty ones or the ones I want to get rid of, even if she is a fast learner. Oh, hospital reputation increases with each patient successfully cured, but decreases when a treatment fails, especially if a patient dies. A higher reputation attracts more patients and better staff for hire. Good to keep in mind. Place 2 fire extinguishers. Oh, where do I need a second one? Let's give one to the receptionist. Janitors will be called to repair a machine when the maintenance level falls below 50%. You can also request that a janitor repair it manually, and the way that you can do that is click on it, and there's a button to pick it up, and then there's the call janitor to repair drug mixer button, and I'm going to do that. Keeping people happy. It's important to keep your staff and patients happy to ensure the hospital runs smoothly. Patients will get bored, thirsty, and hungry over time. Make sure they have access to entertainment, food, drinks, and a comfy seat when they're between appointments. If they become unhappy, they will leave to go to another hospital. So that does not look like you're repairing it. That looks like you are beating the machine with a tool. Nasty.
Doc Brown to the roof, please. Doc
What do I want you wearing? You'll just wear your normal. Are you falling asleep at your desk? You're a senior assistant. You should know better, Jack. What's our email here? Staff promotion. Luna Silver is ready for promotion from student nurse to junior nurse. And I always promote because you get movement speed increase, diagnosis, and treatment skill increase. One thing I do like to do is decrease this as much as I can. Save myself some money for as long as I can. Okay, so keeping people happy. We've got place 2 benches, place a leaflet stand, a drink machine, and a snack machine. So we'll get some benches out by reception, I think. Staff energy and breaks. Staff get tired as they work and will eventually go on a break. A staff room will help them relax and return to work energized. Drinks and snacks help keep them happy too. If you make a room larger and fill it with interesting items, it will be considered more prestigious. People using a high prestige room will become happier. A nice staff room will also help staff regain energy faster. Okay, so we're going to build a staff room. Let's go into our rooms list here. I didn't mean to click that. So where do we want the staff room? Probably in the back here, out of the way. So minimum is 3 by 2, which is enough to put a couch in, I guess. But I want it bigger. 4 by 4, 4 by 5. Yeah, let's do that. We'll get a couch in here. We'll get a plant to go in the corner. Ooh. Checkered sofa, L-shaped sofa, TV, coffee table, a lamp. You can put some exercise equipment in here. Lots of cool stuff. But let's get some lockers too. Right? People gotta put their stuff somewhere. Let's get that Let's get 5 of them. Why not? And an armchair. And then let's get a drink machine, a snack machine, and a bin. Should I put another plant in the other corner? Or maybe a window. 2 windows. There we go. Staff will head to a staff room when they're on break. Fill the room with interesting items to help them become fully refreshed before their break ends. And you can place a staff member in a staff room to make them take a break, or in a workroom to make them work there. To pick up a member of staff, hover over them and hold the left mouse button. Easy enough. New illness discovered. Clamp. Once this grips a patient, it doesn't let go. Afflicts many living statues and selfie-taking chumps. We'll send the patient for treatment in our pharmacy. Drinks and snacks are great for keeping people happy, but they can lead to littering if there are no bins nearby. While we're at it, staff and patients will get grumpy if they don't have access to any toilets. We might want to invest in some quality porcelain. Janitors will help maintain all of these, restocking vending machines, sweeping up litter, emptying bins, and unblocking toilets. I already placed 2 bins, so we just need a toilet. And there's a particular design for toilets that I enjoy in this game. And I'm going to put it at the front, maybe. 3. What's the minimum? 3 by 2? Whoops. So let's do that instead. So we're actually gonna move that somewhere else. Will it go there? No, it won't. But it will go there. So toilet cubicle is gonna go against this wall. 3 of them. So that when they walk in through the door here, it doesn't, and the toilets aren't like sticking out of the wall. It kind of goes against the wall. Anyway, sinks. I generally like to do 3 sinks to 3 toilets, but you can get away with doing 1 less sink than you have toilets, and then 1 less hand dryer than you have sinks. So that's what it's going to be. 1 less hand dryer. Somebody's going to be missing out. And then, do we have enough room for a bin? Maybe inside and outside? People tend to throw stuff away around the bathrooms for some reason. And then let's get a Jasmine Odyssey photo. That's not going to fit. Let's do it on this wall. There we go. Prestige level 3. A nice little bathroom. Can I edit it? Customize? No. Yeah, so you can customize the walls and the floors of everything, which is pretty cool. But I don't have anything unlocked to do that with. So enjoy your shitholes, everybody. Further diagnosis. We're hearing reports of some new illnesses in town. These might be harder to diagnose. We may need to build a new diagnosis room. If a GP isn't certain, they will send a patient for further diagnosis. So general diagnosis has been unlocked. And I am going to do general diagnosis. Again, another 3x3 room. That's going to be a 3x4. Do I want it on this side? Yeah. We got an easy scan. I'm gonna put that on a little angle, and then the examination table just out like that. We also need an extinguisher for this machine. And a little plant. And of course, some filing cabinets. Two of them to be exact. And then do you want a Sonic poster? Pharmacy can have that too. You won't get left out. Is there hand sanitizer? I want them to be clean. But it's 150. 150 kudosh. Anyway, let's go back to this room. It's done. Well done, the hospital level has increased. Keep expanding to attract more patients and staff. Now, the biggest problem that you'll have is building too big too fast before you train your doctors. And training will be introduced later, but you just gotta keep it small at the beginning. You can't do everything and then expect your lines to not get humongous and then just have everybody die and then your reputation goes in the tank. Hospital level. As you expand the hospital with more rooms and staff, the hospital level increases. A larger hospital attracts more patients. As the hospital gets busier, queues may start to get long. We may need to build more GP's offices and other rooms and hire more staff to deal with the extra patients. Look out for the queue warnings above rooms. You can also hover over a room to highlight people queuing for that room. Cure 2 patients, get hospital level to 3, and I'm already at hospital level 3. So we just need to cure 1 more patient. 1 more patient to unlock the ward. Come on, nurse. Oh, you're not happy? I'll increase your pay a little bit. Aldo White? I don't know. And we unlock the ward. There is a peculiar new illness in town, lightheadedness. We're going to need some expensive new equipment to deal with this. Continue expanding the hospital to unlock the treatment room. We may need also another GP's office and some more staff to keep on top of things. So I need another GP's office. And the easiest thing to do there is click on it, copy, paste. And then we'll go back into hiring and look at our doctors here. So these doctors have some good qualifications, but do I really want a fully trained up doctor? Hygienic, has magic healing hands, believes the snack is called Cheesy Goblins. He has 15% diagnosis skill, bedside manner, which increases the happiness of patients, which is really good in some levels. Diagnosis and treatment. Treatment doesn't matter. We'll get him, because I don't want to wait for another one. And then, let's see. Hire a nurse. Get hospital to level 4. Oh yeah, I was gonna place the ward down, probably. Let's do that over here. So the ward is great because you can place multiple beds down. There's just more you can do here. Ward door, I can't do that. Okay, bed. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4 beds. 1 screen. And a nurse station. With a little filing cabinet right next to her desk. Yeah, that looks nice. Let's get a little locker next to each of these. do that on the inside there. We'll get a plant. We'll add a little bin. And we'll say that's good to go. So that brought us up to level 4. And I think the extra nurse that we're going to hire is going to be good for the ward. And weak bladder is not great because they need to go to the toilet more often. Will work for peanuts, though. Hired. Jobs. Okay, I'm going to pause here. Right-click both of these. Pharmacy, you go there. Treatment, you go to the ward. Oh yeah, we need a diagnostic nurse. Oops. Let's wait to get a diagnostic. Oh! Little ahead of myself. Wards can be used for diagnosis and also to treat a range of illnesses. A nurse is required to admit each patient, look after them, and discharge them when they're ready to leave. Add multiple beds to a ward to deal with more than one patient at a time. You can also adjust the number of nurses that would work there in the room settings. It's useful for if you have a lot of patients. Okay, so I've got a diagnostic nurse who will also work for peanuts. I'm going to go into jobs here and deselect those two. Where's our assistant? In the break room. Just gonna sit and stare at nothing. Look out that window. What do you see? New illness. Misery guts discovered. Chronic grumpiness due to a nihilistic semicolon. We'll send patients for treatment in our pharmacy. And then we have to earn 15,000 to unlock the deluxe clinic. So we just kind of have to wait. Let things kind of play out. What's your mood like? Return to work. You don't need a break. Not right now. No, we got a couple thousand from a failed treatment. Chance of success was 94% and you fucked it up. Good job, Luna. Mia Dogflood? That sure is a name. Let's go into our staff again. Staff list. Use the staff list to quickly find people based on their job, ability, and qualifications. See what each person is currently doing and keep an eye on the happiness and energy level of each. Click on someone in the list to jump to that person in the hospital. Use the job filters to view each type of staff separately. Click on the arrows by each column heading to sort the list based on the column. Use the pay review button to review salaries and pay satisfaction for each staff member. Use the job assignment button to control which job each person is allowed to do. Yeah, so that's that. Job assignment screen, pay review screen, staff overview screen. Very useful, especially when you got a big hospital. New illness discovered. Bed face. A quite alarming contortion of the face caused by sleeping at a strange angle. Doctors recommend always using a bed protractor to monitor your sleeping angles. We'll send this patient for treatment at our ward. And we've earned the money to get the deluxe clinic. We've cured 10 patients in total. Each cure boosts our reputation, which will attract even more patients to the hospital. If we can build a hospital that satisfies the needs of the local area, the hospital will be awarded an official star rating. This will be great for our organization. Not only does each star come with associated rewards, but it will also allow us to establish new hospitals around the county. Continue to expand the hospital to acquire a 1-star rating. Deluxe Clinic, 1-star hospital, cure 3 patients with lightheadedness. Let's go into our rooms. Deluxe Clinic is a 3x3. We're gonna do our longer room and place it at the end there. And we've got a little control panel here.
Nurse, please go to the pharmacy.
Extinguisher. And plant. People like the plant. Oh, we can't forget your Sonic poster. Ooh, I want to get a big bin. Yeah. I'll use that later. Big bin is basically the same. I like how it looks better, but it is also a hungrier bin. It needs emptying less often than a regular bin. Okay. Can we unlock things in this room? No, there's nothing special for this room, it looks like. Okay. And clicking on the room, we see here behind my head, we need a doctor. Hire doctor will work for peanuts. Terribly dull. I usually try to avoid this at all costs because you don't want bored patients. They're going to leave your hospital. Boring. Melanie Flan was her name. I want to remember that she's boring, so I'm putting it in her name. She's no longer a doctor. Wait, actually. Doctor. Boring Melanie Flan. I apologize. We also have discovered a new illness, bogwarts, a rather disgusting skin condition caused by filthy toilets. It can be cured with an expensive cocktail of drugs carefully prepared in a pharmacy, or with witchcraft. We'll send the patient for treatment in our pharmacy. By completing objectives and challenges, our organization earns kudosh. We can use this to gain access to new items. Take a look at the items list. Any item with a padlock can be unlocked using kudosh. Best of all, we can then purchase that item in any of our hospitals. Use it wisely. So we've got one person lined up for the deluxe clinic. Deluxe clinic. Deluxe-o-lux. Wonderful. Let's see what that does. Just screws it right off. And reformulate the new head. There you go, Wendy. Brand new head for you. Not in your picture, but we believe it. We believe in you. Your treatment was a success.
Deceased patients are reminded that there's nothing here for them now.
I'm gonna add some more benches outside the GP's room. Just one right in the middle. And one right in the middle of these doors. Just so that if somebody's waiting for either one, they can use that bench. We've cured number 2. And then I think after this first star, I'm going to wrap it up here for the first video. And, yeah, I'm probably going to keep playing, but, you know, if we can get one more patient in with lightheadedness. Let's actually speed up. We also had a patient death. Patients can die if a treatment fails or if they're waiting too long and their health deteriorates. The hospital reputation will suffer as a result. There's also a chance the patient will return to haunt the hospital. If this happens, we need a janitor with ghost capture qualification. I didn't see a ghost pop out, but let's hire one. None have shown up yet. I guess I got lucky and no ghost showed up. But we got one more with lightheadedness running into the GP's office here. Osmond Odyssey. Osmond Odyssey. Are you related to Jasmine Odyssey? Drinks around the hospital to keep him happy. You have drinks right over here, and you have drinks in the staff room. Don't complain. All right, and we got our first star. Dear Hospital Administrator, congratulations. Your hospital has been awarded a 1-star rating. That's 1 out of a possible 3 by the 2-Point Health Ministry. I have retrieved your file from my bin to celebrate. Continue to develop your enterprise in Hogsport for further esteem and trinkets, if you believe that you're capable of more. Alternatively, run before you can walk and begin expanding your organization by opening up a new hospital in Lower Bullocks. The choice, as they say, is yours. Yours fragrantly, Tarquin Foxbridge Health Minister. So we got a lightheaded poster and we unlocked Lower Bullocks. We got 10,000 bucks and 100 kudosh. So I'm going to click continue here. See what our 2-star objectives are going to be for next time. So that's going to be cure. Let me pause. Cure 25 patients, earn $200,000, and then get the hospital to level 6. And we're already almost to level 5, so that's not a problem at all. I think that will do it for this one. We really got ourselves started here. I like the GP's offices right in the middle, but everything's really boring right now because I haven't unlocked everything. So one day, once I have everything unlocked, I'm gonna have to come back and redesign it, but I'm speaking too soon. All right, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you for joining me.